Welcome to Shine Star Collection's Tops in K-Pop for 2023. In this video, I'm highlighting some of my faves from artists who stood out to me this year. 2023 was busy for K-Pop, as it always is, and will continue to be as we go through 2024. With groups seemingly popping up every 2 to 3 business days, it's hard to keep up. Not to mention the huge amount of comebacks, many of them back-to-back, pretty much kept multis like me on our toes. Solo debuts, new groups, the reality shows featuring new stars and old ones was so hard to keep track of. But thankfully, YouTube was there, so if you missed that late night debut on Friday night, it was still present 2 days later for you to watch. And yes, there were many highs, some of which snuck under the radar, and others that shine brighter than any star in the sky. It's overwhelming to think about how many great releases there were this year, even harder to compile them into a list. But friends, I did it. After much agonizing while playing albums to and from work, I was able to finalize my favorites of 2023. Not without trepidation, since I tried my damnedest to adhere to one release per artist. This was especially frustrating because it meant only one release from some of my faves could make the cut. Regardless of that, I'm excited to share what I've been listening to all year. After all, where do you think all those PCs came from? All the albums I bought because I couldn't resist having my own personal copy. What can I say? I'm still old school when it comes to music. So let's start with my top title tracks of the year. Instead of why I like them, let's just save time and run from 10 to 1. Honestly, I don't think you'll disagree with any of them, and if you know me, you're not surprised they made my list. They may or may not have a great video to complement it, but in the end, the music is what matters most.
Question marks in everywhere. I'm a pilgrim DNA. Oh, you save me. Come here and get some. 남겨줘 on my name. 네가 like you like. We like you like. Could be slow dancing. Summer nigga, nigga knows the club. I'ma be rocking and rolling, rolling. You join the lorry, cause I can climb. Running this line. Like this, 시간과 공간이 구애받지 않는 자세. 힘을 타고 쓰러져도 고개를 돌아뛰는 중 마치 된 것 같아서 또 된 것 같아서 또 비는 쉬지 않아 매일 make it good 가져가 보자 마치 된 것 같아서 Take off your mask now, be Jen to Jen now, it's time to dance now. Been touring zones now, haven't you? 깨져버린 거울에 비친 내 눈빛은 사라져가 desire. Strawberry Sunday girl, 완벽한 strawberry Sunday girl. Every moment when I breathe, feel you deep inside of me. Why you trying to fucking leave? Everybody's fight, my flow is tight, give me the mic, this is the bike, Mess, I'm a mess in distress, but we're still the best. Dress fearless, say yes, we don't dress. 듯이 보이려면 하야 하루가 비리지 늦었어 잔뜩 피스토시 하늘에서 내려와 하는 말쿵 우주에서 떨어진다니 그렇다면 걱정하지 말고 날 따라와 I'll navigate you 너의 모든 순간의 주인공이 되는 You're right 작은 잎이 점점 커다란 숲이 되는 미래에 뒤에 들어가 With a trigger 뒤돌아보지 마 keep going 모든 과정이 날 던져 never mind Step right this way
Surprised? I'm sure you are, since ATEEZ didn't have my favorite title track of the year. Even more so that it wasn't bouncy. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed my picks and perhaps gained some new appreciation for songs you didn't know about. If anything, you can see my eclectic taste ranges from soulful tunes to synthy heavy tracks to noisy bops, stomp-worthy anthems. All in all, 2023 was full of pleasant surprises, making the task to narrow down songs into a list very difficult. I tried very hard not to let my bias show, but well, when old isn't old. Yeah, you get the picture. Anyway, before I pick my top 10, here are some honorable mentions that stood out but narrowly missed the cut.
Let me do by the surfing 내가 제일 싫은 건 난 그대 believe 나도 섣부리 come at your reveling We gonna keep breaking rules gonna give Unforgiven yes
LE SSERAFIM, Unforgiven. She beat slick vocals and throw in one of your favorite producers, Nile Rodgers, and you've got a hit in my book. Although Unforgiven isn't a banger like, say, Eve Psyche and the Bluebeard's Wife or Fire in the Belly, the funky bass to go along with LE SSERAFIM's vocal line made the honorable mentions for my 2023 list. LE SSERAFIM is another group unafraid to tackle boy group choreo, example their cover of EXO's Love Shot. Also, their grown-up voices are a refreshing change from the dolphin and heat sounds that are ever present in K-pop girl group songs. Really hoping for LE SSERAFIM to have a full comeback in 2024. My next honorable mention is Cabin Fever by Purple Kiss. The haunting melodies, catchy beat, and outstanding vocals make the title track Sweet Juice one of my favorites of the year. Although I'm not a huge girl group stan, I pay attention to Perky because they aren't afraid of getting their hands dirty. Case in point, the choreo for Sweet Juice could rival any top boy act. As for the mini album Cabin Fever, it is a solid disc that I would recommend to anyone interested in a small company group that flies under the radar. One Pact, Moment, title track Must Be Nice. Jungwoo, Jae, Tag, Yeedam, and Sungmin are the true winners of Boys Planet in my book. Despite not being part of the final 9, these guys made the best of it and put together a solid group to watch. Amazing vocals from Jae, Yeedam, and Sungmin. All songs except GOAT were produced by X-Cypher member Tag, and all-rounder leader Jungwoo make up a unit with great chemistry and stage presence. Their debut song, Must Be Nice, was a grower for me, but only because I heard GOAT and Hot Stuff before they officially debuted on November 30th. Although still not my favorite on the album, One Pack's Moment is a great mini that would have made my list if I had more spaces in my top 10. It was such a hard choice too, considering this mini is on repeat in my Spotify, but that only means more good things to come from Jungwoo and crew, who are looking to solidify a place in the oversaturated K-pop boy group field in 2024. ATEEZ will title track Crazy Form. My ult released 2 great albums this year, but only one could make my precious list. The full-length disc includes so many great songs, including the best ATEEZ title track in my opinion, Crazy Form. As per usual, ATEEZ B-sides are songs that could have been title tracks. Silverlight, We Know, Emergency are all faves. Really all of them are. However, where we'll fall short is nowhere. I just couldn't put both in the final 10. This was so difficult, knowing how much I love Crazy Form along with all the unit songs, especially Mott's. But oh well, you just have to wait and see where Outlaw falls, since it was my favorite out of the two. I Am Overdrive. This was such a hard choice, but I had to put my biased soul here because I loved it. Again, I'm a sucker for deep tones, and I.Am's attitude really comes into play on every track. The Monsta X Machina is so grown and is making sure you know it. The title track is so him. The deep driving bass, his throaty tone raps. It's the perfect driving your car at night on the freeway album. Believe me, I've done it. I Am just exudes so much sexiness here, and because it's so smooth, almost like V's album, you'll quickly forget it's K-pop. Psychers, House of Tricky. How could I not put my boobies on this list? I'm sorry, that's my name for them since ATEEZ are my babies. Anyway, let me stop embarrassing myself. KQ's Rookie's first album is such a banger, top to bottom. The beginning with the narration sets the tone for the album and their career. It's noisy, but in a good way because Tricky House is so fun. If you're not shoddy la la lying anywhere, then there's something wrong with you. Throw in Dirty Bell Ringing, Rockstar, and oh my god, Psyche is a perfect overconfident song, and you'll get a masterpiece. I don't expect anything less since Hanjun produced it. I mean, he makes bangers every time, and neither album was a disappointment. Dojejung, Perfume. Ooh, 2 NCT releases in a row? Well, I couldn't help myself. Gotta say the NCT units did good this year, and Dojejung is no exception. Now, this album is a little baby making. What would you expect from Doyoung and Jaehyun with those deep toe-curling vocal tones? But Jungwoo, I mean, wow, I never knew. Either way, all of them made a solid album that I couldn't stop listening to. It's so late 70s coded, soulful, the harmonies that you expect from NCT because they're all singers. I'm just so in love with this album. Perfume is the perfect title track, but my favorite is Strawberry Sunday. If my mom were alive, she would have loved this album because it probably would have reminded her of Motown, and believe you me, that's a compliment. We got the sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la, we got the sha-la-la-la-la, pick up now, sha-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la, Taeyong. When I heard Taeyong was going to get a solo, I was way too excited. Long overdue in my opinion. And really, this is everything I would expect from NCT's leader and top showman. The title track is such a bop, you can't help but nod your head to the beat. Although I'd heard other Taeyong fans say other tracks were better than Sha La La, I appreciated Tae's effort to make a song that is so much, well, him. It's kind of loud, playful, soulful, and shows off his rap and vocals quite well. The other songs aren't dropping off either. Virtual Insanity, Ruby, 404, File Not Found, really every track is so Taeyong and I love it all. Shonu Hyunwan, The Unseen. Another adult sounding album for me because, well, anyway, The Unseen is that album, much like V's, where it isn't baby making, but just more enjoyable with someone you love. Although my husband wouldn't dare, I love listening to Shonu Hyunwan's vocalization. Love Me a Little made me realize how much I miss Shonu's voice. That big man with his soft tones and Hyunwan's throaty, strong ones are such a great contrast. All the songs in this album are amazing, and I'm glad they got to make it before Hyunwan listed. Hopefully we'll see more from them once the group returns in 2025 or 2026. Kingdom Jahan. I'm so biased with Kingdom, but I don't regret it. All their albums are incredible, and even though I like some better than others, I have no doubt these guys put their best effort into every track. However, House of Kingdom 7 is just on another level. You can see the growth of the guys who used to busk on the streets of Korea and develop into the strong unit they are today. Despite losing Chiwoo around House of Kingdom 4, they haven't lost a step, and Jahan is even more proof of that fact. The title track Coup d'etat is just my jam. It's hard hitting. Add the Middle Eastern elements, the harmonies, and poof, a perfect beginning to the final chapter of House of Kingdom. Other than House of Kingdom 5 Louis, this is at the top for me because there's so much of it I love. Love Song, X Games, Sand in the Castle, On My Way, very 80s sounding track. Just so many genres were touched, making it superior. I'm so proud of these guys, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter for them in 2024.
Bring the fire 거침없이 yeah 기나긴 밤 이겨냈지 선명한 너의 그 상처는 빛났어
Shiny, Hard. Of course, the Minutainment was released from the military. SM had an album waiting, and what a good one it was. Although I'm really late to the game, Shiny has never disappointed me with their songs. Don't Call Me is one of my favorites, and the solos from all the members are bangers too. With Hard, the veterans bring their flair into 2023 with amazing vocals, harmonies, and grown-up sexiness I'm sure Shaw Walls love. Hard isn't my favorite title track, but the rest of the album is so solid. Juice is actually my fave because, hello, you can't help but dance to it, but also 10 Times, Satellite, Identity, Insomnia. Just wow. Ask my daughter how many times I played this after it released. Every day I was jamming to these in my car. It's just such a good album from top to bottom. Definitely a disc that's game changing and hopefully brought them more new fans along the way.
All of those highs I stole from you it was a lot of my control
Wavy, All My Youth. Oh gosh, another album that would have made number one if not for. Sorry. Anyway, Wavy's album is so good. I never thought they could top Awaken the World, especially after a certain somebody left, got kicked out. Never mind. Kun, Ten, Win-Win, Henry, Yan Yan, and Zhao Jun prove why they're the superior unit of NCT. The vocals, the harmonies, the souls throughout all these tracks are top notch. All My Youth is a great title track, even though Pop in Love or maybe even Ain't No Thing would have been better. Still on My Youth is a great song about growing up and asking people for forgiveness. It's so poetic, along with Invincible, which I believe parallels Unbreakable from Awaken because, yes, Wavy have been through a lot. Poor babies. They deserve so much more. When will SM finally realize these guys are amazing and should have more support? There's a lot of questions surrounding all of NCT right now, but I hope Wavy doesn't suffer just because their company can't get their shit together. V. Layover. Jazzy, smooth like butter. Not the song either. V's first full solo effort would have been number one, but it's so near the top. The only way I can describe V's album is adult. K-pop is full of kiddie tunes. A lot of those I love, but this is the perfect sit down with your honey in front of a fire or at the beach late at night with a convertible top down song. I'm sorry, you get the reference. It's not quite baby making, but just smooth, and I've always loved this man's voice. The deep sound, soulful rhythms, his voice. Deep vocals will always be my kryptonite. We finally made it to number one, friends, and I guess it shouldn't really be a surprise. My number one album is Outlaw by ATEEZ. Although Will was a great second release of the year, Outlaw got my nod because of the experimental sounds and vocals on every track. Like the aforementioned Will, it covers many genres, but so much more of Outlaw is more my speed. The hard-hitting metal sounding beginning with This World, the growls and heavy rhythms in Dune, hip-hop flair in Django, Wakefield's vocalization and harmonies, and that bridge. Also Outlaw, the perfect closing because it's not as epic as the others, but just as big sounding. Outlaw is so storyline based too, which gave me some insight into the direction they might be going. Notice I did mention Bouncy? Honestly, although it's a banger, definitely one of the best title tracks of 2023, it isn't my personal favorite. What I do love about Bouncy is the slimy, grimy rhythm, and it's a beat you can't help but dance to. It's the weakest on the album in my opinion, but still effective. It's just the boys having fun, and that's perfectly okay. Well, that's it. My top of K-pops for 2023. Such a great year for K-pop, and I expect nothing different from 2024. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments about my choices or any others you believe should have been on this list. I'm sure we'll have differences, but no hate, it's only music. Let's look forward to even better tunes this year, and well, if you enjoyed this, let me know, and perhaps it will be a regular thing on my channel. Until my next recording, thank you so much for your support. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye for now, and Happy New Year.